Oh, Sunday. Cheers, time for a beer and a bit of a chat. So this is still the Citra Bacon, 4.7%. As you may be seeing in the background here, all running. We have the ESB in there, up and running. Brew day was on Thursday. I did that Thursday morning. ESB from the Bible pretty much, but as always I forget that the Bible likes to do a boil of about 70 minutes and I did 60 minutes. I put it in using the same malts, etc. And everything, same mash time, same hop schedule, and the right amount of bittering IBUs per each sort of part of the hopping schedule. But I'd reduced it down from 60 minutes, from 70 minutes to 60 minutes, so my initial boil is earlier, but it has enough of hops for me to get the correct IBUs from the AA that I'm using. Hops wise, I can't remember. I think it starts with Challenger, doesn't it? Challenger, East Kent Goldings, then Fuggles. Well, I didn't have any Challenger at the minute, so, and I don't have any East Kent Goldings, but I do have some First Golding. So I used First Gold initial bittering, First Gold again at the 10 minutes. At the 10 minutes, and then the sort of the end of boil I do it at the 18-minute mark and do it as a whirlpool sort of hop stand thing, and that was Fuggles, as it says in the Bible. SO4. I'm terrible today. So I used SO4, English ale yeast, Saf Lager one, Saf Ale one. And it's bubbling away. So it's Sunday now, it was Thursday, so 3 days in. It's got another 2 days to go at 20 degrees, then it'll ramp up to 22 for 2 days for a diacetyl rest, and then cold crash 2 days, and then we'll be in next week for an ASB on tap, which should come out around about 5.7ish. A bit stronger than was in the Bible, but that's the figures it comes out at. We'll see what happens. This is just as bloody tasty as it was when I first did it. It's nicely mellowed a bit now. Really like Citra, obviously. It's all Citra. So, what else to talk about? I need to do a purchase. I need to get some malts in. Apparently the price of American hops has just jumped 20% over the weekend, I think. I think it's basically from the last budget, mini budget, because, so pound dropped and so prices got, I think that's the reason, the dollar strength, etc. It's caused the pound to be in the position it is, as well as its own unique issues that we have. So those hop prices have gone up. Obviously with the Ukraine war, grain prices are going up. It does make making beer more expensive, but it's still cheaper than going to a bloody pub, as I found out on Friday evening. On Friday, my eldest became 18. My eldest Dylan, he became 18, and so he, myself, and father-in-law went to a pub nearby father-in-law's house, just a couple of doors down, just for a couple of pints. So for 3 pints, it cost nearly 15 quid. I was like, wow, that's pretty much what it is now, isn't it? £5 a pint. And that's up here in the north. I imagine it's a lot more down in London, unless of course you go to a Sam Smith's pub. But then, who really wants to go to a Sam Smith's pub these days? Yes, I know, I do like going there for the chocolate stout with, I think it's the cherry stout, making the Black Forest Gatto stout out of them. But other than that, yeah. Oh, and their Impy's nice, but yeah, they are what they are. I used to work for them, so I know. Anything else? Yeah, so I'm gonna have to buy stuff, and what I want to do is, and I want to talk about that. Brew wise, I would like to do the Harvest Pale Ale. I've never known anyone do it, and I've never done it, and I don't know anyone who has. So it's that one, this one here, which 3.7 kilos of lager malt, 200 grams of Vienna malt, and 200 grams of crystal wheat malt. I don't think I have enough lager malt in. I don't have any Vienna malt, it seems. I must have used that in my Vienna beer that I did, my Vienna Kolsch I did a while ago. And I don't think I have any crystal wheat malt. So those are needed. I've got no Magnum, no Willamette, and no Cascade. So I'm not doing very well here, am I? American Ale, yeast blend, WLP 060. Well, I can use USO5 for that. But yes, I have never done this Harvest Pale Ale. And I quite fancy it. It's something different. Yeah. Delightful Pale Ale celebrates the autumn grain harvest and heralds the change of seasons. It's a fresh, crisp brew with a grainy flavour and citrus finish. And yes, I do fancy that. I say I don't know anyone who themselves that have done it. Never seen videos of it, but then I haven't really searched, so I don't know. There probably is plenty of you out there that have done it and will tell me so probably in the comments. And speaking of comments, thank you for everyone who sent messages and well wishes for Thomas and for ourselves. He's doing great, by the way. He's fine. We're steadily getting on top of his insulin regime. A couple of tweaks here and there because spiking a bit by breakfast time, his glucose levels, and lunchtime to evening meal he starts to spike before he gets his evening meal. So slowly working away at that. Nothing untoward really. All fine really. It's just getting used to it and getting him back up to where he needed to be for his energies, etc. So he's been eating incredible amounts of food at the minute. God, I have done so many bloody omelettes. Just cheese omelette after cheese omelette after cheese omelette. I must now be a master maker of omelettes because he can have them without needing any insulin injection. So he's constantly, oh, can I have an omelette now? Can I have an omelette now? And then I do him one, and then Dylan's like, oh, I think I can try an omelette. I'm like, Dylan, you're egg intolerant. You're only saying this because it's me cooking it rather than you doing something for your own lunch. And he'd rather eat something that makes him feel a little bit queasy rather than cook his own fucking meal. That's 18-year-olds for you. Fucking teenagers. Anyway, yeah. So those I have messages. I know I haven't replied to anyone, but thank you. Things have just been a bit on top of things, really. Yeah, so that I'd like to get that done, the Harvest Ale at some point. Obviously the page after it is the ESB, and I've been umming and ahhing about those two, what to do, but I already had pretty much all the ingredients to do an ESB, so it just seemed the obvious choice. So now, because of the weather's changed a bit, I will now have something on hand pull. But then I say that, and it's been lovely the past couple of days now. But yes, last week and midweek, I went to work. I got to work about 4 in the morning, half 4, and it was 3 degrees as I was crossing over the moors. So I thought, well, if it's 3 degrees this time in the morning, then yeah, things are starting to change and we're out of the double figures. It's been double figures all summer, etc. Getting up at that time, going to work. But yeah, now it's starting to drop a bit, so time to get back on with the hand pulls. So I'm really happy with that. And I'll be happy, hopefully, with the ESB when it comes out. And hopefully I get the Harvest Pale, get the stuff for that and get that on. And then I'll do... and I haven't done any of the stuff I wanted to do this year, really. Still haven't done a lager. Never got an MP done. Didn't even get the watermelon sour on. Basically, just been playing around, dicking about with this pale ale, with different hops and different hop schedules for it. So until I get a beer, I want like something like this as their steady house beer. You know, you just bang it out time after time. You have that one on that tap. and that's all good. So it'd be nice to have 2 beers back on. I would like to aim to get 3 and 4 on, but I know I don't think I've ever had a full sweep of taps on. I know Rusty just posted earlier he's 5 taps and he's got 3 on at the minute. He's hoping to get the 4th on, but you never get full. It's really hard to get full, especially if you've only got the one fermenter, because there's that turnaround and tick time where by the time you get to the next final one, you've just finished a keg, haven't you? Or 2 in my case, probably. So yeah. Football and fantasy football wise, I had a really, really good one the other week when Son got a hat trick, and I'd absolutely messed up everything on that. On the Tuesday, and I was supposed to go with the free hit, but I don't think I clicked confirm properly on it, and it didn't, so I charged me. I'd swapped 5 players. I had 1 free transfer, so I had to pay 16 points for the other 4. Thankfully, one of them was Son, and he wasn't even on to start with, but then came on second half, got a hat trick, and yeah, that was good. This week, I didn't put back any. Well, I did. I didn't go. I had this season and last season Alexander Arnold, Mo Salah, all last season, and so far all this season until they weren't playing last week, or the other week before. Sorry. I mean, so they were 2 of the ones I took out when I was trying to do the free hit. But I haven't put them back. I went with Luis Diaz. I put him in. I didn't go with Salah. I stuck with Tony, Haaland, and Jesus. And Jesus got me 6 points. Haaland still to play. Tony was a bit shit, got me 1. Luis Diaz did alright, still about 6. I think Salah I think he's 5 points possibly. I'm not sure. That might be wrong. I think he got 5 points. He, as a captain, I think I saw Rusty had it and he got 10 points, but I think Rusty had him as captain. So I haven't really moved anywhere. I've dropped a place. I was in 16th, now 15th, but there's still the Manchester derby to go a bit later, so I'll be watching that with a beer or 2, hopefully. And hopefully Haaland will bang in a hat trick there. I mean, pretty much everybody has him. I've got Edison as well, and Bernardo. If Bernardo gets me a few goals, I'll be happy. Bernardo can have a good game and get a goal and an assist quite easily. And then some days he's not even playing because of the old Manchester City roulette of players, really. The amount of times they all get swapped around and stuff. It's difficult to know who's going to play. I've also got Edison in goal, so if he can keep a clean sheet, which I would like, that would be a bonus. Other than that, it's steady away this year. Absolutely hammering my 18-year-old though now. He started off very strong. I think after the first week he was second, with a good margin between him and me. But yeah, he's steadily, he's a sprinter, not a marathon runner, that's for sure. He's dropped off again, and now he's quite a bit behind me. Yeah. Because he's one of these that sits and watches all the podcasts and plays FIFA 23 now. He's just got to on FIFA 23, so he's there trying to getting all the stats on everything, knowing all the players and what they play and everything, watching all the podcasts on the players and all that shit, and he still can't manage his fantasy football thing. and I just get fucking lucky, or I have been lucky. Certainly the Son, that was as lucky as you can get, I think. So it's all steady away. That Liverpool season is absolutely shocking. I didn't watch the game yesterday. I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah. It was round at the in-laws again because we popped round. One of Laura's brother came through with the kids, and then Thomas and Dylan were through. It's the first time they'd seen Thomas since he'd had his diagnosis, and obviously Dylan's 18th, so the presents and that through for him. So That's why we were at the in-laws. So I didn't get to watch it then. I had a few beers with the father-in-law in the garden, chatting shit and stuff as we do. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I don't know what else I'm going to do beer-wise. It's up in the air at the minute. It depends what I buy. I mean, I've got a shitload of hops-wise. Loads of the old sort of big hitter fruity ones. You know, El Dorado. I think I've got some Mosaic. I've still got a bit of Mosaic. I've got a load of Galaxy. I'm hearing this year's Galaxy might be a bit better than it has been for a while, because Galaxy I know went off a bit, but we'll see. I haven't opened that Galaxy yet. That was a prize from Timmy, one of Timmy's lotteries, and I won a lot of that. So yeah, so I've got some of that still. I just need some. I want some English hops for the winter for doing the bitters and such. Maybe porter and things like that. Now I've got a coffee machine as well with I grind the beans. So I will be looking at maybe doing a coffee porter or a coffee stout this time. Cause I never used to drink coffee at all, but I'd stopped completely because I came to the conclusion that I was drinking too many diuretics. One being alcohol, the other being coffee, and I thought, well, I have to get rid of one, and it ain't going to be this one, that's for sure. So I'd stopped drinking coffee for a number of years. I'd have like one, maybe two a year, just as random treats now and then. But then I've been doing these 4 o'clock starts. I'm getting up at 4, I'm going to work, getting there for around 5ish, a bit earlier times, and I just having a coffee that time of morning on your own at work. Nice, peaceful, quiet warehouse, just me, and you know that's always been the best coffee in the world, isn't it? That one before everyone's up, before everyone's awake, while you just at peace and you just relax and have that coffee. Yeah. So I've been doing that. So I then bought a coffee machine myself for home with the new kitchen. My mother had given us some money to get something for the new kitchen because she'd done the same for my sister when they had theirs done, and so I think she bought some plates or something. We were fine with plates, and plates were getting chips and shit in the dishwasher anyway. So I just like, young kids is just not really worth the effort, is it? Yeah, special plates or anything like that. So I get a coffee machine with it, and it grinds, does the whole works. You know, it grinds the beans and makes your coffee. You can have it with milk and stuff. Make cappuccinos, do lattes. Espressos, double espresso, he does it all, you know what I mean? It's one of those, quite nice. Got it second hand off eBay for, I think it was 160, so it was a good price. And so I will be looking to do something with that, with coffees, because at the minute I am testing all different types of beans and stuff, and strengths and grinds to get a decent coffee as well now, because that's something else to play with, isn't it, when you start messing about with different coffees and stuff. So I might be able to get some of that done, something like that done. I know lots of others have done coffee stouts, coffee porters. There's plenty of recipes out there, but I've never done it. I've never thought to do it. It's never been something I've wanted to do. But now, why not? I have the ability to. Sure. So I've nothing else really to report. The walking has completely kind of gone out the window. I haven't had the energy at times of late. Certainly the last couple of weeks it's been too freaking stressful and stuff. Before that I'd done a walk, but I've done a walk a week maybe, but only like 3-4 miles things, just little strolls really. So yeah, that's kind of died off really. I just haven't had the opportunity, time, space, the space of time to do a decent walk, because you're talking for a good walk, you're talking 4 to 5 hours, aren't you? You know, if you're doing 10 to 20 miles walks, you need a bit of time. And I just haven't had the space of spare time. It is what it is, again, as the Brits like to say. Well, I'll finish that beer. It's coming up to 20 minutes, so I think we'll call it a day. That not a lot else to really report on, I don't think. I haven't been really watching much in the way of beer videos, other than the other day I watched the Craft Beer Channel's Hops video. You know, the one they done about the origin of big hitting hops like this, citrus, the ones, you know what I mean, Citra, Mosaic, Simcoe, and I can't remember the other ones. There's the 4 main ones, and it was doing the beers, the American beers, that kind of brought them to the fore. So like Heady Topper, Pliny the Elder, Sierra Nevada Pale, and there was another one which I can't remember either. So we're talking about that, and then there's the new Siren homage almost to those beers. So I'm guessing there was a bit of promotion in there with that, and they were doing the Siren beers and doing the taste test of. These were like beers that they've decided to do as homages to like the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, to the Heady Topper, to Pliny the Elder, and the other one that I can't remember, which I'm very sorry about. Yeah, and they might be a go-to because they were saying the Heady Topper and the Pliny were very, very good versions of those beers. So I thought myself, I might be worth getting those. Because getting fresh Heady Topper and fresh Pliny the Elder is difficult, isn't it? Unless you want to pay super premium to try them. I never have had the opportunity. So maybe getting those Siren ones could be a good opportunity for that. Yeah, so that's all I've watched really, I think, for a bit. And that's really all I've got to say, I guess. So, if you got this far, thank you for watching. And I'll catch you in the next one.